In this video, we are going to create blog posts with Next.js, Prisma, and PostgreSQL. So as you can see, this is the final project. I can add, just log out first. When I log out, I cannot create posts. As you can see, the button is disabled. And also, this is text area that have ability to auto size. This is a really cool package. And also, when I go to blogs, as you can see, we have a couple blog here, and I can read, I can see other people comment, and of course I cannot submit comment because I'm not logged in. Great, so let's try to log in. I'm going to use this one, which is my Chandev account. Click on that and see what we have. Okay, so now we can create new posts. So let's do, this is new, I'm gonna say post new. Let's click submit, and as you can see, now we on the detail. This is new, written by Chandev, post new, and the comment is empty. So I can say this is first. This is my first comment. If I hit submit, as you can see, now we have the comment, and I can also view other posts like this is written by enter me, and I also can add the comment. Bro. So let's add the emoji, and here we go. Great. So this is what we are going to be building. Yeah, hopefully you learn a lot of things, and let's get started. So the first thing what we need to do, let's generate next application. So I can just copy this command here, npx create next app at letters, and here I'm gonna give a name, let's just say Next.js blog app, just like so, and hit enter. Let's just hit enter, and it will give you some question. We use TypeScript, we use ESLint, Tailwind, just say yes. Source, I'm gonna say yes. App router, yes. Import alias, no. Just enter all the question. All right, it's done. So now let's see the into Next.js blogs app, and here I'm going to open that into Visual Studio Code. Let's say code and then dot. It will open the folder into Visual Studio Code. All right, so now let's start the development server. We can say npm run dev. It will open localhost 3000. Let's click on that, and yep, it opened on another screen. I'm going to open that in here, and it take a time, and here we go. So now the first thing is I just want to remove all the content inside page.tsx here. So I think I'm going to close this terminal, and let's remove all the main here. I'm going to remove all of that. Let's remove it, and here I'm going to say main and just say app for now. Now we should see just app here. Also, let's remove this image, and the first thing is inside the source I'm going to create a folder called components. So let's do components folder, and inside the components folder we are going to create header. So let's do header. I'm going to use just lowercase header.tsx. It doesn't really matter, you can use uppercase, it's depend on what you're styling. So in this header I can say RIFCE, and yeah, this div, I'm going to change that to header text, or I think, yeah, header tag, I think. Let's use header tag, and here I'm going to render the header on the layout. So here I can say header, like so. And now we have header and also the children. Let's go back, and as you can see, we have this header and also app. Nice. So let's go back to header, and here I'm going to, let's say background to, I'm going to use blue 500, and also the padding I'm going to say 4. Also here I just want to put my nav styling like so, and inside this nav I have my link. Also I'm going to copy that, let's paste it here. So this link is going to become from next link. It will redirect me to the home page, and this is the it's kind of like logo, I think. So as you can see, we have my blog. Nice. So down here, we also have the UL and LI, another list and list item. Inside the list item, we also have the link. This link here is gonna be when we click on that, it will open the API/out/sign in, so we can be able to sign in. Okay, nice. So inside this UL, I'm going to add class name, and it's gonna be display flex, and also the space X, I'm gonna say 4, because in here I'm going to create another link for blogs, I think. Yeah, so let's just copy this li, and I'm gonna copy that, paste that in here, and here we have the blogs page. Let's say blogs, like so, and the ref it should be / blogs, just like so, and we have blogs and also login. Nice, we're done with the header. Great. So when we click the blog, of course, now say 404 because we don't have the page now. Great. So let's first create the form in this home page. So first on the app here page, I'm going to render component here. The component, it should be form new post. So first let's create that. I'm going to say form new post, like so, .tsx, and here I can say rfce and change the component name to form new post, just like so. And let's go back here, and we are gonna render that in here, post, not post, but form new post, just like so. And in this class name, I also want to add maximal width to 4XL. And also the MX, I'm gonna say auto, and the margin vertically, I'm gonna say 5. All right, so now we have the form new post here. Great, so let's go to form new post. Should be form new post, just like so. Let's change this form new post. So now let's just change this div into form. Let's use form, and inside this form here I have a div, and inside this div we have input. Let's do input, and let's styling this form a little bit. Class name maximal width to 4XL. Also the MX, I'm gonna say auto. Also the padding, I'm gonna do 4, just like so. And also inside this div here, I have class name called margin bottom 4. Okay, so now we should be able to see this input. Look really nice. So I think we are gonna add class name. Let's give, I'm going to create another variable, and it will have this styling input class. So first I'm going to put my input class styling on here, just like so. And as you can see, if there's have with full, padding Y, etc. Doesn't really matter. So as you can see, we have this input. Nice. Let's go back, and another thing I'm gonna add in here is the placeholder. So let's do placeholder. I'm gonna say enter the title, and also the name, I'm gonna do title, just like so. And as you can see, we have this nice form. It's too big, I think it's too large. Let's change the maximal width to medium. Okay, it's more better. And also now let's copy this div and paste that down here, and in here we are going to render text area. But the text area, I like to use the React text area auto size. React text area auto size. This is a package, and I think the package is really cool. So let's just install that, copy the command here, and go back to terminal. And here I'm going to hit enter npm install React text area auto size. All right, so here I'm going to render that inside this div. So I can say React text area auto size, just like so. And now, as you can see, when I go back and refresh what we have, it's still compiling down here. So oh yeah, it should be client component because we use the input field. There's no reason the input field inside the server component, so we can say use client to change this component into the client component. So as you can see now here, we have this really nice text area. The beauty about this text area auto size is when I hit enter, as you can see, it's auto size the form. Nice. Alright, so let's go back to React text area. So I'm gonna do here is I'm going to change the minimal row to 5, and also the name I'm gonna do content, and also class name I'm gonna use the input class, like so. Also I'm going to add the placeholder, let's say enter the content, just like so, and save. Let's go back, and as you can see, we have this really nice content form. Okay, cool. So now let's create the button. So down here we are going to put button tag, and this button have a tag submit, and also this button have a type submit, like so. And also we have some styling here. I just want to copy and paste the styling because this tutorial is not about styling. So as you can see, we have this submit. Nice. So now we are going to store this value into the state. So let's go back, and first we are going to create the state. I'm going to close this terminal, and let's go to form new post, and inside in here I'm going to create state, and the state name I'm going to say form data, like so. And let's import the use state, and this form data have a type, let's do form data. We don't have yet, so I think inside the source here I'm going to create folder called types, and inside the types here I have file called blogs. So let's do blogs.ts, I think blog.ts. And inside in here, I'm going to export with export interface call form. Let's do form data, and this form data have a title. The title, it should be string, and also have content. The content is also string. And now let's import the from data from types. Nice. So by default, of course, this should have the title and also the content, and also by default it should be empty string, just like so. And now let's put the value in this input. This input here, it should be have value form data dot title, and for this text area we have content, so we can say value set equals to form data dot content, like so. Now as you can see, we cannot typing here because we don't handle the on change. So let's do here, I'm going to add on change event, and let's say handle change, and I'm gonna copy this and paste that right here, just like so. So now let's create the handle change function. I can say const handle change set equals to, we grab the event, and then this event here is basically my bad, so let's do change event, and this is going to be HTML input element, and also HTML not auto, but I think it should be text area element. So now it's gone. Nice. So in this handle change, what we need to do is first I'm gonna grab the name and also the value from event set equals to e.target, like so. So basically the name should be this name props. As you can see, we have the name inside this to input, so we can grab that in here, and also the value. So here we can say set form data into, we grab the last value from data, and also we can say name. The name, it's depend on the value here. It can be title and it can be content. So we grab the name, and here I'm gonna put the value. Nice. So now we can typing here. Great. So on this form, I'm going to add on submit event. So let's do on submit, set it equals to handle submit, like so. So let's create the handle submit function. Similar to here, const handle submit set equals to arrow function, like so. And in here, we need to prevent the form. So we can grab the E, and I can do console log, let's say form submit. So when I save, and as you can see, when I click, it will refresh the browser. So that's why we need to say e.prevent default. We don't have the auto prevent default here. That is because we don't put a type of this event. This is basically form event, and I can say HTML form element, like so. And now we are going to see the prevent default. Nice. So now I just want to console log the form data so you can see the value, and I'm going to open the console and see what we have. So I'm going to make it bigger. So let's do title 1, content 1. Hey. When I hit submit, as you can see, we have the title and content. Nice. Next, we are going to store this value on the database, but for now, leave it like so. Okay, great. We're done with the form. So now let's go to blocks. We don't have anything inside these blocks. So let's go to app, and let's create folder called blocks. And inside the blocks, we are going to create page.tsx. Here we can say rice, and I'm going to say blocks page, just like so. When I save, we should be able to see this blog page. So as you can see here, we have this weird color going on. So let's just fix that. Go to global.css, and here I'm going to say Hague into 100 view Hague. Let's save, and it will fix the problem. Nice. So let's go back again to the blogs post here, blog page here. And what we need to do is, first I'm going to add class name into maximal width. Again, we are going to say for XL, and also mx to auto, and also the padding vertically. I'm going to do let's say 8. All right, so here I'm going to remove the blog page tags, and I'm going to put the heading 1 here. So let's do heading 1. It's basically text 3XL and bold color, bold font. We have block. Nice. And in here, I'm going to create the grid. So let's put the div, and inside in here, we are going to map through the post. But first, let's say heading 1, I'm going to say post, copy and paste this a couple times, and you will see this post, 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 post. So basically, we have 3 columns. I'm going to create data. This is just for example. So inside the data here, I'm going to create post.ts, like so. We have these blocks with content inside in here, ID, title, content, username, etc. So we are going to use this instead of block. I'm going to use post variable name. So we are going to use that. So in here, I'm going to do is post. Of course, we need to import that from data post. And here I'm going to do is let's say post.map. I'm going to grab the individual posts, and in here I'm going to render let's say link. This link have href, and it's going to be go to the it's going to be go to the slash blogs slash post.id, like so. And inside this link we have heading to and also the paragraph tag. So let's put that in here, and we have some warning because we don't have the key. So we need to put the key set equals to post.id. Okay, so as you can see, we have this link, and we don't have this outer, I think. So let's go back into the data, and we have this username. So we are going to use that post.username. All right, so as you can see, we have this blog post 1, blog post 2, blog post 3. Nice. Let's go back here. I'm going to add some styling in this link. So let's do class name set equals to the background. I'm going to set that to, I'm going to say white, and also the padding, let's do 4. Also the rounded, I'm going to do medium, and just a little bit shadow. Save, and here we go. We have the list of the blocks. So let's go back to the data, and if I have another block, let's say 4 and blog post 4, and when I save, as you can see, we have this blog post 4. Nice, it's working. So now let's working with the detail. Okay, we don't have anything here. Say 404. To create the detail, we can just simply go to block, and inside this block here, because the detail is a dynamic, we can go to block 1, block 2. So we need to add folder called the names doesn't really matter, but you should put that inside the array. Okay, I'm going to use ID because in here we are going to grab the ID. You can use title, you can use slug, anything you want, doesn't really matter. So inside this ID, I'm going to create a file called page.tsx, and again I'm going to say rfce, and for the page name I'm going to say blog detail page. The name is really doesn't matter, but the file, it should be page. If you not create page, it's not going to be work. So as you can see, we have the blog page detail. Nice. Alright, so let's go back to code, and we're going to styling this a little bit. The class name, I'm going to add maximal width to 4XL, the MX margin horizontally to auto, and padding vertically, I'm going to say 8. And inside the div here, I'm going to put heading 1, and it's going to be have class name. What I'm doing, class name, let's say 3XL for the large, and the font I'm gonna do bold, and this is going to be the title. So I think we can just say post 1 like so. So we have this post 1, and down here we are gonna put the written by. So say written by I don't know, say John Doe or something. Here we go. And also I'm going to put the div, and this div here is basically the content. So I'm going to say class name to margin top 4, and this is the content. I'm going to use lorem I don't know, 20. So we have this lorem, which is the content. So next, under the content here, I'm going to put the list of the comment. So I'm going to put the comment on another component, but let's render that in here. So we can say comments. It should be comments like so, and the comment should be inside the components folder. Let's here, I'm going to do comments dot, it should be comments.tsx like so, and we can say rfce, and I'm going to use comments with capital C, and we can just, I think, just close this. We can, where's my yep, we are going to render in here, so we should see this comment. So let's go to comment here, and I think I'm going to close another tab. Let's do, we just have detail and also the comment ts file here. So inside the comment here, I'm going to first, let's add class name called margin top to 8 to give us space. And also I'm going to, let's do heading 2 here. this heading 2, it should be have a title comment like so with bold content, bold text. And also down here we have another list with list item. So in here we have list item, and I'm going to add class name called margin bottom. I'm gonna say 4, and background I'm gonna use slate, let's say 300, and also the padding, let's say 2. And also inside in here we have a div like so. We have this flags, and also inside in here I'm gonna put my author name. So it should be inside another div like so. And here I'm gonna put maybe John Doe. So we have this John Doe with blue color, nice. And also we have the another div else also in here. So I'm gonna do div, and here I'm going to add class name called text. I'm gonna do gray 500, and this is the time. Maybe I'm gonna do I don't know, 10 November, let's say 2023. I'm gonna say p tag, and this is the comment. I'm gonna say whoa, awesome bro. I think that's it for the comment. And next thing is we are gonna create the input for the comment. So let's go back to comment here, and I'm going to render form. Let's do form comment like so, and let's create the form comment component inside the components folder. Here I can say form dash comment. I always wrong typing comments, I'm not sure why. So we have form comments, and in here I'm gonna say rafce, and we're gonna use camel case form comment, and we can import that in here just like so. We should be able to see this form comment. Nice. So now what we need to do is let's create input here, and I'm going to use div, and I'm going to add a class name. Let's say margin top, I'm going to say 4, and also inside this div I have the label. So this label here have a text add comment. Again, I'm wrong typing comment. So the HTML4 is doesn't really matter, but you can put maybe comment like so. And also I'm going to add class name, and it's going to be display block text gray to I'm going to say 700, and small text. Also the font I'm going to do bold. Also the margin bottom, let's say 2. Okay, we have this add comment, nice. And also we have the input field. We have the input, and this input here have a class name like so. And as you can see, we have this nice comment. And also we are gonna add the let's say name to comment. Again, I'm wrong typing comment. And also down here we have the button to submit the comment. So button, and we can say submit comment like so. Nice. So inside this button here we also have some class name for the styling. So I'm gonna do class name and paste that right here. Okay, nice. It should be look really nice. So now let's store the value. I want to, when I click submit content, it should be showing the value on the console. So let's first create the state. Here I'm gonna create state called comment. Let's do comment like so, and this comment here it should be string. Also we need to import the use state like so. By default it's empty string. Nice. This value, this input here have a value comment, and also have on change, And this on change here, I'm gonna do handle change. Handle comment change. Like so. And let's create the function up here. I'm gonna do cons handle change. Handle comment change set equals to, we grab the event, and in here what we need to do is the event, it should be event change event, and this change event is basically HTML input element, like so. And we can set the comment into e.target.value. Yeah, because we use state here, we need to change this component to use client, because by default this is server component by default, so we need to change that to client component. Nice. So we don't handle the submit, so let's create the handle submit here. I'm going to create let's do on click handle submit comment. Let's do submit comment. All right, let's copy that, and here I'm going to create a function. Let's say cons handle submit comment equals to arrow function, and in here what I'm going to do is just console log the comment. Okay, I can say hello, and I click this submit. As you can see, we have this hello. Hopefully you still follow along this tutorial. And now we are going to working with the I think I'm going to git add all and git commit sm, let's say create the UI. Nice. So now let's close all of this. So now we need to working with the Prisma database and next authentication. Okay, so now let's working with the authentication. I'm going to use NextAuth. So let's go to documentation and click getting started. And first I'm going to install the package npm install NextAuth. And also I'm gonna use Prisma. So let's go to I believe it should be on the adapters, and let's go to Prisma, and this one we need to install the I think we need to just install all of this. Let's copy that and paste that right here and hit enter. Let's go back to NextAuth here. Let's go to getting started, and basically we are going to create this variable. So I'm going to copy that, go to source, I'm going to create lib folder, and inside in here I'm going to create out.ts, and I'm going to paste that right here. And yep, we need to close the out option object, and also we need to import the I'm not going to use GitHub provider, so let's just paste that right here, but instead of GitHub I'm going to use Google. Also change this import to Google, let's say Google provider, like so, and instead of GitHub provider I should use Google provider. So Google provider, and the client ID, we need to get the Google client ID and Google client secret. I have video about that, and I'm going to put a link on the description. And also what we need to do next, go to Prisma here, and we need to put the adapter Prisma adapter, like so. So we need to copy this and put that in here. So the Prisma adapter should be come from the out/Prisma adapter, and this Prisma is basically we need to first create DB here, db.ts, and I like to use this best practices here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that right here. As you can see, this is export default Prisma, so we can use the Prisma in here. So let's grab that Prisma like so. Let's see how we create the road. So we need to we're using the app router, so we need to click this guide, and I'm gonna copy this API/out/whatever it is, and I'm gonna go to app and create file, paste that right here and hit enter. So now we have API folder, out folder, next-auth folder, and inside the next-auth we have route.ts. So I'm gonna copy this, copy that, go back here, and in here that basically we need to put the out option. So let's remove this and put the out option come from the lib/out, which is this one. Okay, everything look working. So now let's do npm run dev. When I click login, I need to, the link should be go to this route here. So let's go to headers, component, and then header. When I click this link login, as you can see, it should be go to api/out/sign-in. So let's click that. And as you can see, now we have the Prisma generate. Okay, so I think we need to go back here. And the next thing what we need to do is create the Prisma schema. So let's open the Prisma.js and click on this, quick started, and I'm going to see the documentation first because I forget what should I do. And now we need to say npx prisma init. Copy that, and here I'm gonna paste. By doing this, we have this Prisma folder, schema Prisma, and also env file. Nice. So on this schema Prisma, we are going to copy and paste the schema here. So let's just copy all of this. The model here, let's go back and paste that right here. So after we're doing this, just make sure the env variable is your own link here. So I'm going to change a couple things here. So the first thing is my username should be by default is Postgres, and I don't know the password by default, but my password is random password. And the database, I just want to create new database. I'm gonna say my blog post, just like that. And then what we need to do next is we need to say npx prisma db push. So when I hit that, okay, it's nice. So I can say npx prisma studio. It will open the local host on 5555. And here we go. As you can see, we have account, session, user, and verification token. Nice. So here, what I'm gonna do, let's say npm run dev. So let's open that again, the localhost 3000. And when as you can see, when I reload, we have the sign in with Google. This is the sign in look like by default. If you want to see how to change this custom login, I have a video about that, and I'm gonna put link on the description. And what we need to do next is just make sure when we log in, we have the account here. So let's try. I'm going to sign in. Oh yeah, that is because we don't have yet the Google Client ID and Google Client Secret. So I'm gonna copy my Google Client ID and secret. And let's click login and just try to sign in with Google. And I'm going to use this account here. So let's try. As you can see, I'm logged in now. And then how do we know that we are successfully logged in? So basically, we can use something called get server session. I'm going to create a function called get current user, and we can use it on our server component. So let's do session.ts on lib folder, and in here I'm going to export, and I'm going to use async function, and I'm going to give a name get current user, like so. And in here I'm going to say const session set equals to await for get server session, like so. And we need to put the out option just like that. And here we need to return session dot user, just like that. So let's go to app and then page here, and in here I'm going to say const let's say cons, and then user set equals to like so. And of course, let me console log user and see what we have. We get the error here because we need to wait. So let's try to wait, and let's try to see. Of course, we need to change this function to async like so. And let's try. As you can see, we have this user.login, just the name, email, and image. And also, if I go to the localhost 5555, as you can see here on the user, we have the email.login here. Nice. So everything look working. And of course, we don't need this here. Let's just remove all of this. Because this is client component, we cannot use the session function here, get current user. We cannot use it inside the use client component. So to do that, we need to use session, and we need to wrap our layout here with a provider. So let's go to components, and I'm going to create a file called providers. Let's do provider.tsx. And here I'm going to say rrfce. This provider have a functional component that have this provider props. So let's create the provider props. I'm going to say interface provider props, and it should be have children. The children, it should be React node like so, and we can grab the children here. And then now we need to wrap this inside the session provider like so, and we need to put the children inside the session provider. So we can say children like so, and then we can use this provider inside our layout. So let's do that in here. And then the provider, it should be uppercase, I think, provider like so, and we need to put the header and also the children inside the provider. Oh my bad, it should be uppercase P, provider, and provider like so. And now we can import that. Nice. We had some error going on. So we get this error, that is because provider, it should be client component. So we need to change this provider to use client like so. Let's save, and everything should be working. So now let's try to get the user on the client. So inside the form new post, this is client component, so we can get the session with use session. So we can grab the data inside the use session like so, and now we can just console log data and see what we have on the browser. So let's go to console and see what we have. We have this object, and let's see, I'm going to open that. As you can see, we have this user. So basically we have data.user, and when I see, as you can see, we have the name, email, and image. Nice. So now let's go back to the schema Prisma. So we need to user be able to create a new post here. So before we working with this form, we need to create the schema first. So in here, I'm going to do a model called, I'm going to give a name post. It should be post like so. And this post here have an ID. The ID should be string. And then the ID by default, it should be CUID like so. And also we have the title. Title, it should be string. We also have content, and it's also string. Let's scroll up inside this model user. I'm going to add post, and here I'm going to put post and then empty array, something like that. When I save, as you can see, this automatically create the relation. That mean one user can create multiple posts. So for now, the relation using the user ID, which is the ID from the user here, and just leave it like so for now. And I'm going to also add the create add. Let's say create add, and the type should be datetime, and the default value I'm going to do now, just like so. And also I'm going to create model, and I'm going to give a name comments, like so. And this comments also have a ID and also have a text. The text, it should be string. Also we have the I think I'm going to add also comment here. So let's do comments, and we are gonna put the comment here, like so. When I save, again, it should be automatically create the relation for us. That means one user can add multiple comment. So instead of post, one post can have multiple comment. So we can do comments, and then here I'm gonna put comment on array, something like that, and we have automatically relation in here. Okay, nice. So the next thing I'm gonna add in here is the created add. So I'm gonna copy this and just paste it right here, just like so. After we create the model, post, and comment, now we need to say npx prisma db push. And I hit enter, and let's go back to localhost 555 here. I'm going to hit enter, and as you can see, now we should be able to see no, we cannot see the post and comment. I think let's just restart the Prisma Studio, and as you can see, now we have the post, and we have title, content, etc., and also we have I believe comment. Okay, everything look working. And now what we need to do is let's make a post. Okay, so first let's create the route. So inside the API folder, I'm going to create folder called post, and inside the post, let's create a route, just like so. And in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to export. It's going to be async function, and the function name should be post because we are going to make a post request. And here we can grab the request. The request have a type request, like so. And inside in here, I can do cons. Let's say user set equals to await for get current user. So this get current user is returning user that login, right? So we can access that on the server component and also inside the route. So in here, we are going to use try and catch. Let's say catch, we grab the error, and then down here, what I'm going to do, just return next response, and next response is going to become from next/server, and we send the JSON message something went wrong, just like that, and the status is 500. So inside in here, inside the try, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to check. So let's do if the user dot email doesn't exist. That means if user not login, I'm going to, let's say, return what I'm doing. Let's say return next response dot JSON, and in here I'm going to say message. Let's say message, and the message is not authenticated. So let's put that in here. And also the status, I'm going to send 401, just like so. And in here, if user login, we can say cons new post set equals to, I'm going to wait for prisma dot post dot create, and we can put object inside this create function, and we can say data, and the data that we need to store in this post is title content. So let's do title, where we get the title. So basically we can grab that from the body, so we can say cons, and then here I can grab the value from the await request.json. This is how we get the request body. So we grab the title and also the content, like so. And in here, I'm going to do title, and title set equals to title, and content set equals to content. So before we create a new post, I just want to let's say console log, or maybe I'm going to say return next-response.json, and I'm going to send back the user, also title, also content. Okay, so we send back this user, title, and content just for example. And let's go back to the form new post, and in here let's make a post request. So as you can see, I just want to remove this. Inside the handle submit here, what I'm going to do is change this function to async, and let's remove this console, we don't need that. And in here I'm going to use try and catch. So let's do catch, grab the error, just like so. And down here I just want to, when something wrong happen, I just want to say console.error, the error, just simple as that. So inside the try, let's make a post request. So in here I'm gonna say const response set equals to, you can use fetch, I just want to make it simple, so I'm gonna use xuse, npm install xuse. Alright, so it's done, great. So npm run dev again, and in here I can say await for xuse.post. Of course we need to import xuse.post, and here we need to make a post request on API/post, and the data that we need to send is basically form data. Form data is object that have title and content. Okay, so we grab the response, and then down here I think just save that like so, and let's try. So let's go back here, and I'm gonna refresh. So now let's go to network so I can see the response. So now let's do post 1. This is post 1. So when I click submit, as you can see, we make a post request on the localhost 3000 API/post, and the response back is user and title and content, because remember on the road we make a response in here. So basically inside the await Prisma here, I'm gonna comment that out first. So we need to send title, content, and also the ID, because as you can see on the Prisma here, we're connecting the post and the user with ID. Okay, so we should send ID here, but as you can see inside the session we don't get ID, so we can customize the response of the session. I'm going to put video on the description, I have video about that, but we're not going to do that in this video, so we need to change the Prisma. So instead of using ID, we need to using email, because email also is unique. So let's go back, and as you can see, because email is unique, so we need to use email. Okay, so here we are gonna change something. So for the user, just leave it user, I think, or maybe we can use author like so. And the relation, I'm gonna say author ID, and I'm gonna put the author ID here, and the reference instead of ID I'm gonna use email, just like so. And also this comment, instead of user I'm gonna use author, and also this is going to be author ID, and this author ID, and the reference I'm gonna use email. Okay, because we changed this schema, of course we need to do npx prisma db push, and done. We can see npx prisma studio again, like so. Nothing really happened basically. So of course the field is going to be author now and author ID. Great. So here, instead of send ID, we can send the email. Okay. So let's say author ID should be author email, I think. Oh, my bad. Yeah, this is gonna be author email, not author ID. I'm sorry about that. Let's just grab this value. I'm gonna change to author email. Okay, just to make it consistent. So let's do that again. And npx prisma db boost. Okay, so let's do that npx prisma studio again. Okay, nice. So let's go back to here, and of course we need to use author email, and author email have a value which is user dot email. Let's save this, and I'm going to cut this and put it down here, and we are going to return next response. And what we need to return here is basically the new post. So let's do new post, and also I'm gonna send the status. It's going to be 200. So now let's go back to the form, and in here I'm gonna check. So if the response dot status is 200, that means is if everything okay, I'm going to redirect user to the detail page. So to do that, we need to use something called router. So router set equals to use router. It's going to become from next/navigation, and we can use that in here. So we can say router dot push. It's going to be push the user into the /blog/ and I'm going to go to response dot data dot new post, because we send the new post here. As you can see, new post, and then we can access the ID just like so. Okay, so now let's try to make a post. So here I'm going to refresh, and let's do post 1, and I can say this is post 1. So if I hit submit, okay, we get something wrong happen. I'm not sure. The response, something went wrong. I'm really not sure what the problem, but I restarted the code and everything worked perfectly fine. So let's go back here, and I'm going to add post 1. Let's say this is post 1, and when I hit submit, as you can see, it's make a post request here, and we have the response back, and now we on the detail with this ID here. So now let's try to go back, and I'm going to create another post. Let's say post 2. This is post 2. So let's hit submit. Now we should be able to see 2 posts here. Okay, great. We have the content, the author, and the author email, the create ad, and the comment now is empty. Nice. So let's go back to blocks, and I think I need to yeah, I think when we not log in, oh yeah, we should have one button here called log out, because when we log in we cannot log out. So let's try to go to the header, and in here can change this component to async, and here we can grab the user const user set equals to await for get current user, just like so. Now we get the user here, and then down here I'm going to add condition. So let's do user. If the user dot name have a value, I'm going to render this. It should be question mark, and else I'm going to render this. So if user not login, I'm going to render this login button. If not, where it's if not, let's do button log out. Okay, so let's go back, and now we should see this button log out. So in this button, we need to add on click event. When we change that, the whole component here, it should be becoming a client component. I don't want to do that. So that's why I need to put the button on another component. So here I'm going to create component called, let's say, button logout .tsx, and in here I'm going to say rifce, and let's do button logout like so, and let's render that in here, button logout. So now this button logout, it's basically just a button that have on click event. So now we can change this component into client. So in this button, I'm going to add class name called, the text, it should be white, and when I hover the text, it should be have underline. And here I'm going to add on click event, and when I click the logout button, it should be running the sign out function. Sign out is basically come from next-auth/react. Okay, so let's change the text to just logout. Okay, so let's try to log out. I'm going to click this, and boom, we logging out. Nice. So now let's log in with another account. I think let's log in with Google, and I'm gonna log in with my email here. So let's go to blog, and we cannot see blog because the data is a hard code for now. So let's change that. Yep, we need to just go to the blogs page here, and let's close others like so. And in here we need to basically fetch the data from the database. So we can change this function into async, and inside in here I'm going to say const post set equals to await for prisma.post, and here I'm gonna say dot find many like so, and I'm gonna put order by, let's say created at, I'm gonna say descending like so. So here I can say console log post, and then I'm going to just comment that out so you don't get any warning. So here, as you can see, magic will happen. We get this post. So basically we have post 2, post 1, and the outer email is this one. So we need to get the name of the user that create this email, so we can add include in here. So you can say include, and outer is true. So when I save, and as you can see, now we have outer table here, outer data basically. So we have ID, name, email, and etc. So now let's close this, and I'm going to render the post in this map here, and the post, we can grab post.outer.name just like so. When I save, and let's take a look what we have. We have post 1 and post 2 written by enter me. This is my Google account that created this post. So now let's create post. This post from me, and let's say this is gonna be long content. So when I hit submit, we on the detail, but let's go back to blogs here. As you can see, it's written by Chandev. Nice. So the create post is working, and now what we need to do is we need to fix the detail. So let's go to blogs, and then ID, and then page here. So because this is server component, again we can use the something like this, really similar. So let's copy that, and let's paste that right here. Because we await in here, we need to change the component to async like so. We need to grab the Prisma, and instead of find many, we are going to use find first. And the find first, I'm going to just remove the order by. I'm going to say where, like so, where the ID is equal to param. So how do we get the param? So basically here, I can say this is going to be functional component. And then first I'm going to create the interface. The interface is going to be BlogDetail page params, or maybe props. And inside in here I have params, and ID, it should be string because the folder here is ID, so you can grab the ID. And then let's put the interface in here, so I can say BlogDetail page props, and here we can grab the params, and here we can say params.id, just like so. And I can just console log post and see what we have. So as you can see, we on the maybe post 1, and as you can see in the console here, we have the post 1 and the outer as well. Nice. But it's gonna be just single post, and I'm going to put the title in here, so I can say post.title. Where is that? So let's say post.title, and this is going to be post.outer.name, and also this content here, it should be post.content, so we can say post.content. Nice. So inside this comment here, I'm gonna send the params ID, so I can say post ID set equals to params, let's say params.id, and also I'm gonna send the post ID as well into the form comment. Okay, so let's go back to the detail, and as you can see, it's working. I can go back to blogs, and when I click this post form for me, click that, and as you can see, we get the detail. All right, great. The comment is still a hard code, so let's go back, and inside a comment here, let's open the comment, and here we need to first create the interface, so we can grab the props. We can say interface comment props, and this should be have post ID, and this post ID should be string. So now we can put the interface in here, functional component, and then comment props, just like so. And we can grab the post ID, just like so. And in here, so now we can basically we can just copy and paste from here. Let's paste that right here, but of course change that to async. But instead of post, now we need to get the comment. So let's do comment, and yep, we need to say find many because we are going to showing all the comment in here that corresponding with this ID, post ID. So here, just change this to where the post ID it's equal to post ID. So we can say post ID is equal to post ID because this is same name. We just can just remove that. It's do the same thing. So the post here, I'm gonna change that to comments, like so. And then now we can map through the comment down here. So inside this UL here, I'm going to just cut that out for now. Cut that out, and here I'm gonna say comments dot map. I grab the comment, individual comment, let's say comment, and here I'm going to render the li, just like so. And we get the error because we don't put the key. So the key it should be come from the comment dot id. Outer it should be, let's say comment dot outer dot name, and also the text of course is gonna become from comment dot text, just like so. And we get the, we don't have the comment in this post, so let's hit submit comment, And yeah, of course this is not working because we don't handle the post request. So I think I'm going to add manually. So let's do the text. I'm gonna say this is example comment, like so. And also the outer, I'm going to select this enter me, and also the post, let's say, I think this one, this is post for me. Okay, so let's try to refresh. And no, we not get anything. Oh, that is because we don't save these things. So let's save that and let's try to refresh. As you can see, magic happened. We have this outer, and we have the comment and the date. We need to change that. So we need to make it better format. So I'm going to use date fns. So I'm going to say npm install date fns, like so. Okay, it's done. So let's say npm run dev. And then in this date here, I'm going to say format. It's gonna be come from the package. So let's say format date fns. And in here, I'm gonna put the comment dot created at. And the format that I'm gonna use is month. And I'm gonna say day and year. Just like so. Let's save. Nice, great, everything look perfectly nice. So let's go back to blog ID here. We get some warning. Yeah, inside of form comment we need to grab also the params. So form comment, yep, we need to use this something like this. So I think I can just copy that and paste that in here, and the name should be form comment props. And in here, I'm going to specify this is functional component that have form comment props, like so, and the error is should be gone. Okay, nice. So everything look nice. And the last thing what we need to do is let's working with the submit of this comment. So I'm going to close everything here. Just open the form comment. Before we make a post request in this handle submit comment, of course we need to create the API route. So let's go to API, and here I'm going to create a folder called, let's say, comments, and inside the comments folder I'm going to create route.ts. And I'm going to open the post here, and I think it really similar. So I think I just want to paste that right here, and let's see what we need to change. So if user not authenticate, I'm going to return this. It's okay. Error is okay. What we need to send here? Basically, we need to send the post ID and also the text. And then here I'm going to change that to comment.create data, and then I'm going to send the post ID, the text, and also the outer email. Nice. So yep, it's, yeah, everything should be working. So now let's go back to form comment, and in here we need to change the function here into async function. So let's do async. So the first thing is I'm going to check if the comment dot trim is going to be remove all the space is not equal, let's say trim is not equal to empty string. That means if user just typing space here, it's not going to be submit to form. Okay, so in here I'm gonna check. Let's use try and catch first. Try catch, we grab the error like so, and then for the error I just want to console log the error. And for the try, let's say cons and say new comment. set equals to await for axios dot make a post request, and in here I'm gonna say /API / comments, and the data that we need to send is basically post ID. The post ID should become from the props. We can grab that post ID, and also the text. The text should become from the comment state here. We need to try to save that and just try to create a new comment. So here I'm gonna say hello, I click submit, and as you can see in the network it's successfully here, but we don't see the comment because we need to refresh, I think. Yep, so now we have that. So how to refresh the page is really simple. We can use router, I think. So let's try. Inside this component here, form comment, I'm gonna say const router set equals to use router, like so. And in here, I'm gonna say if new comment dot status is equal to 200. That means if everything okay. So let's go back here, just make sure we have 200. And then I'm gonna say router dot refresh. Okay, so let's try. I'm gonna say hello to, click submit, and as you can see we have the comment. Nice, really good. So now let's go back here. I'm going to log out, and when user not login, it should be cannot create new post. So let's go to the page here and go to the form new post, and I think I'm going to add the disable button here. So let's do disable is true when the data dot user dot want to use email. As you can see, if we're not logging, we cannot create new posts. So let's go to blog and just click this one. And I think we need to also disable this button, submit comment. So let's go to the form comment and we need to disable this button. So we can say disable set equals to, I think we need to just copy this, copy that, and paste that in here. But the data is undefined, so let's grab that. Const data set equals to use session. Just like that, and now it's disabled. So if user not login, user cannot create or add comment. Nice. So let's log in with my enter me account. So let's do that. Okay, we successfully log in, and see on the blogs we have this blog here. It's written by me, by Chandev, and in here I can also add comment. Awesome. And I can submit, and here we go, we have that. Nice. So yep, we can also create posts new. Let's grab the content from the lorem ipsum, and I'm gonna paste that right here and submit. As you can see, we have this post, and I can say this is cool, and I can click submit, and as you can see, this is cool, written by enter me and comment by enter me. I can log out, and let's try to log in with my Chandev account. So let's click sign in with Google. Okay, so now I'll log in with my Chandev. So let's see. Awesome, bro. So when I hit submit, as you can see, it's gonna become from Chandev and awesome, bro. Nice, everything look working perfectly nice. And the next thing you guys need to add is the user can have ability to like and dislike. So you can go to Prisma here and add another model called likes, and just play around with that. If you have question, just put on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.